things from Southern Europe. I moved myself a little bit from Germany to Portugal for a while. And I would like to say Happy International Children's Day. It's been a while since we all were children, but we should not forget that we will be always children of our parents. And it's very crucial and important to sometimes step back and find a space to play outside, build sandcastles, fly a kite, or jump into the waves. I was lucky that for last month and something, I had a chance to be on parental leave, and I had a lot of moments to play with my son, and it's very refreshing sometimes to see the world through the children's eyes. And I wish we all had more time to spend outside and play with our children. But I'm back, and with me here today is Lucas. Hello, Lucas.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yes, nice to have you back. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks.
I've heard that the numbers are getting better in Germany and all around the world. So that's quite a positive news, something we all need to be able to be more outside, I believe. So good to hear that. Now, we've been busy for last month, and I would love to share with you what we've been busy with. We have a couple of interesting features to announce, and also some nice improvements and some nice future features. So, working wisely on 1st of June 2021. This time we have slightly more things to show than just the workflow. So we renamed the first section to be what's new. Then we quickly jump to audience questions, and then we have a quick look at what's coming soon. So what's new? Features wise, I will quickly read it through, and then we jump to a quick demo. I will show what are all these things about, and I think most interesting might be actually the pricing changes, but let's get to it step by step. So first of all, our rich text editor has been out in the beta tier for a while, and I'm happy to announce that it's rolling out within today and tomorrow, and will be fully available for Slack-based user base and for Microsoft Teams hopefully within the next week. We heard your feedback, and we understand it's very important to be able to clean up your workflows. So we also released option to delete your workflows. We have also added a possibility to synchronize your subtasks to the calendars, which unlocks a whole lot of new creativity for you and being able to delegate work within your colleagues on the task and subtask level and still keeping it in sync with your calendar. We have a new advertising workflow, which has been developed in a collaboration with one of our partners, and we have a new two pricing tiers, which I will explain. One is quarterly, one is annually, and you'll be able to manage them all on their own. Overall improvements include Outlook calendar resilience, general performance improvements on Microsoft Teams, and task chat file previews. So without further ado, I would like to switch to our progressive web app and start with the presentation of the latest Working Wisely. First of all, we hear every now and then, how can you include subtasks over subtasks? I think that's something we will never really support fully. However, we have a feature which is not well shown inside of our application, and which we need to improve, but that allows you to link tasks as a subtasks within a different task. How can you do that? So as you can see, these subtasks are links, are internal links within our application. If you click on these links, you jump to a given task, which actually can contain further subtasks. So this way, you are able to achieve subtask over subtasks. It's very simple to link these tasks together. All you need to do is click on copy task link, then wait for the copied label, and go to a task where you would like to include this subtask, and just paste that given link, and the system will take over and will do the same as you can see above. Make sure that everything is linked together. By removing it, it just removes the link. It doesn't delete the task itself. So that was just a quick thing to show. I will show later how this can be included inside of the description or a task chat as well. So first of all, let's have a look at what are the improvements on the Microsoft Teams side. So the first one, which might look like a slight change, but it's very important for the workflow users, is a possibility to create unique channel names per team and not only on the tenant level. What does that mean? That means that if I have a workflow called advertising, as you can see, I want advertising inside of the Workstreams dev team, I'll be able to have the same workflow within a different team with the same name. So if I choose use workflow and I choose the team working wisely, I do not need to change the title of this task board. It will be called advertising as well. It seems like there was already one inside of this team, so let me try a different team, and think that should do. Within the testing today, I already used that team, so if I choose, for example, this sum team and set up the task board, here we go. So, and now I have advertising workflow within the Workstreams dev team and advertising workflow within some team. This is a big change because it allows you to have employee onboarding, for example, within the multiple teams. You can have a team A, team B, team C, and still have a workflow called employee onboarding. It was not possible until now. That was the first improvement I wanted to show on the Microsoft Teams side. Second one is synchronization of the Outlook of the subtask to Outlook and to Google Calendar. As my presentation today is based on Microsoft Teams, I will stick to Outlook Calendar and just quickly show how does that look like. As you can see, I have my Outlook here with two items in today's agenda, and one is present latest Workstreams wisely, and second is present website. If I look at what is that, I can see that we provide a link to the view task. When you click on that, that opens Workstreams application and opens directly on the task, which contains all the information. So this is the task which I started earlier, and we are currently looking at Microsoft Teams improvements. However, inside of this task, I have two subtasks. One of them is assigned to me already, and the second one is not assigned to me yet. I assign it to myself now, and then I go back to calendar. As you can see, this subtask has suddenly popped up inside of my calendar as well. So the same applies again. If I would like to see what actually is the content, I just need to click on the view task. It always brings me back to the web application, and I can easily make changes from there. Now, if I make any changes and I remove the myself or the due date from the assignment, this automatically removes the subtask from the calendar and keeps everything in synchronization. As you can see, it's suddenly gone. So this is a new thing, and it allows everybody to delegate the work a little bit more to your colleagues. So as long as everybody has the sync calendar, they will see the delegated work in their calendars, and they can navigate from there. We will be bringing more calendar-based features in the near future. Please stay tuned. Now let's get back to our agenda. So channel name is done. Outlook subtask is done. Now the Outlook calendar with the subtask changes has been also improved in overall resiliency, and we have also improved the overall performance of the Microsoft Teams. It should be faster, snappier, and there should be less random glitches, which we were every now and then having. There has been additional caching layer added, and we scaled up certain resources. So my present Microsoft Teams improvements is done. Let's go further. Now, advertising workflow and delete functionality. Let's have a look at that. So as I mentioned earlier, we have this new workflow, which is called advertising. And I will present it firstly from this overview. This workflow consists of 7 steps, starting from the campaign outline, including one approval step, production of advertisements, media selection, budgeting, and ending with scheduling and launching of the campaigns. It allows everybody to provide enough information to be able to track multiple campaigns running in the same moment. As I already used this workflow, I have it available within this team. I would like to show you what is inside of the advertising campaign task. So every campaign which you want to launch contains extensive checklist, which allowed you to make sure that whatever you are producing will actually have enough information and will track whatever you need to achieve with your campaigns. To launch any new campaign, all you need to do is press Use Template button and give your campaign reasonable name. Let's say it's Acme June 21. Might be worth to provide expected results in the title, depending on your guidelines. Let's say 100K visitors might be valuable. Allocated budget, if you say 100K, $1 per visitor, maybe that's something you are looking for. I don't know. That's down to your expectations. And then you just need to follow the process, get it to approval, make sure it's passing through the right people, and eventually launch this campaign. At some point, you might want to make customization to your workflows, or your workflow is already became a little bit obsolete. So for example, if I have this and I quickly customize it and I make some mistake and I would like to delete the workflow, this was not possible until now. Now, to anybody who owns the workflow, it's possible to click the delete button. This obviously have a certain consequences. If there are any active workflows out of a given workflow, these will be converted to normal taskboards. All entities related to this workflow will stay, but the connection will be cut off, and the workflow itself will disappear. As you can see, it's gone, but the tasks, actually, the taskboards created out of the original workflow are staying as they were. So that allows you to keep your content clean and neat, and makes things a little bit easier to manage. So, second one is done. Now, let's get to the interesting part, which is about pricing. We, from the beginning, Workstreams.ai aim to be available in two modes, freemium and premium, with the strong push on the premium model, which allows everything which is data related, everything which is data related, and lately anything which is automation related. So I would like to show you where are we heading with our new pricing. So we stick to the free mode forever for any team size with a limited set of features, but unlimited tasks, unlimited users, unlimited attachments, and up to 7 customizable work steps. However, certain features are only available inside of the Pro plan, and now we allow free options, billing monthly, which is on $9.99 USD or 7.99 euros. Quarterly, where you save progressively $1 or €1, and annually, where you again save additionally euro or $1, which actually makes quite a big saving on a bigger team size on a yearly basis. If you are team size of over 100, please contact our sales, and we can find even a better deal for you with custom contracted invoicing and with webinars and priority support, onboarding, whatever you need. Now, how does this look like inside of the application? You can always click on the Pro, upgrade to Pro button, and here you can choose from monthly, which has amount of active users fixed based on the current usage, or annually or quarterly. With annually and quarterly plans, you are able to control how many licenses you would like to purchase. The discount given per user is fixed. You can always get in touch with sales if you would like to get a better pricing. Please get in touch. We would like to hear from you. As on the next step, you only need to add your credit card details, and you are good to go. Now, that would be about our pricing updates. So that's done. Now let's go further. So last but not least from the features is our rich text editor. So as I mentioned earlier, rich text editor is only available right now on Slack, and it's coming to Microsoft Teams very soon. And I have one task prepared for this, which has no description at this point. It's called Build Sandcastles, especially for today. So as you can see, there's a description button, and there is no description yet. This is a new view which most of you probably have not seen, and it allows you to type and format the text in the rich text editor the classic way as you might be used to from other places like Word, it's like anywhere else, basically most of the applications today. Most of us are typing content or are copying content from anywhere around the world. As it's about building sandcastles, I would like to know what was the largest sandcastle ever built. And surprisingly, the largest sandcastle has been built in Germany and by a German company, tall 1765 meters. As the world is going faster and faster, we type less and we copy and paste more. Therefore, our text editor is very smart and supports any copy paste which you take from anywhere else and just transfer your formatting. That's the first starting point. If you would like to do any adjustments, you can be text savvy and even use formatting of asterisk and markdown, or you press the buttons which are available below. It will end up in the same result. It's a very small change for non-tech savvy people, yet it provides a lot of space for everybody to be able to format and express themselves way more. This text editor is something which we'll be bringing further into the other parts of our application. So please stay tuned, and you'll be able to use the same editor inside of the task chat. You might remember that I was using on the beginning the copy tasking functionality, which is also possible to use inside of this editor. So as soon as I paste the URL here and click outside, you can always link to different tasks inside of the description. The same applies inside of the task chat. As you can see, build sandcastle links. Now, this is just one part. Why is this available only on Slack? At this stage, it's because we are propagating your changes on your task formatting into your Slack discussion as well, and into the formatting on Slack itself. So if I would like to see how does this look like in Slack, you can see that it actually maintains the same structure as was inside of the task description. That's the reason why we are still releasing it only on Slack, because on Microsoft Teams it has a little bit different complexity. So I hope that we will get some feedback on this. We are specifically looking for feedback on is this functionality of bold, italic, strike through, code block, and quote, is that enough for you users, or you would like to see something more? If you would like to see something more, please let us know specifically what you are looking for, and we will make sure that this gets done. Right, so now let's switch back to our list of items to show. So pricing is done, rich text editor is done as well. That means the latest working wisely from the feature perspectives is done, and I can close this, and we can jump back to our presentation, which was waiting for us here. So that actually ends our first section, and I have a couple of Q&As which came from our audience during demos and during the feedback sessions. The most common question which comes very often is, how and when can I connect two workflows together? So the answer to that is, you will be able to do this very soon. We hope that within the next Workstreams Wisely, which will be happening on the beginning of July, we'll be able to present you how to do that. And we already have a UX ready for that. The development has started. So that looks very promising. It will allow anybody to link multiple workflows together and make sure that the content flows from one workflow to another workflow, and potentially provides really full, rich experience of cascading content. Second most common question to workflows which comes is, do you plan private workflows not visible to everybody in my organization? So yes, we do. However, this is not as simple as it looks. It requires certain user management, and as far as we understand, it's not as simple as we had with the private channels and private tasks. So this will come probably as soon as we have the connection of the workflows. It's the second thing on the list for the workflows. And another question which comes very often is, when will it be possible to have the team calendar integration, which would allow sharing of one task board on the calendar and having the calendar / project view of all the tasks. This is also something which is already in development, and the subtasks in calendars was kind of a requirement for that. We hope and believe that within the next month or two, this might be available to general audience as well. So that brings us to the list of 3 questions I had prepared. Now, Lucas, I would like to ask if are there any questions coming through our live stream?
Not so far. Let's see. Something comes up now that we finished our main presentation. In the meantime, maybe I can wrap something up, which I read about or saw a couple of times in the last week or so, where some questions about the archive and what's going on with this and how we plan to go further with it. So one question I was, for example, that how the archive is structured in general. I think we definitely have some answers or some ideas how to improve this, not only on the archive but also on the other side in terms of a backlog. How this will look like, we don't have a clear vision for this at this point, I would say. So if you have any input for this, we will be happy to hear, but it's something we have on our roadmap. Do we have any timeline for this?
Well, I believe that the archive was roughly planned for Q3. In general, the overall archive iteration, which should address most of the common feedback which we are getting, and that is, can I see content from multiple task boards in one place? Can I search through archive? Can I see some statistics on the archive? I think everything related to the possible archive improvements should be addressed within Q3.
Okay. Yeah, that was one thing I just had in mind. So far, I cannot see any questions in this thread, so it seems that we at least answered everything in the context we talked about today. Let me quickly check the community if there is anything, but there is nothing as well. So yeah, I think we are
okay. Good. You can always send us your questions on feedback@Workstreams.ai. Please join our Workstreams.ai community. We are open to any feedback and any suggestions, and we are always happy to hear from you what makes your life more productive and give you space to go and build some sandcastles. Okay, then everybody have a great time, and see you soon in next Working Wisely in July. Bye.
ciao.